Alrighty, translation started, I believe. Stream is on. Something. Well, I guess we're safe to start. All preparations done, I think. So, yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Nikolai Tsoy, and I work as a level designer. And I stream some games and comment on their level design, game design, all the related stuff too. It's been a while actually. I've seen like I haven't streamed in a month maybe, something like this. Because of various stuff, mainly work I guess. Because it was a bit exhaustive. Nothing like crunch, but still. Yeah, I have to remember. We finished like 2 levels. So I guess it's time for the 3rd one. Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's jump in and figure out things as we go. Sounds like a plan. Fortress of Doom.
increased by activating your celestial locator.
I'm tempted to, you know, to just skip this cutscene. Yeah, let's just do this.
The hub has several areas locked off due to power constraints. Once power has been restored, you will be able to access the entire ship.
So now game, I guess this is a moment when game introduces a hub to the player. Tutorial pop-ups. I really like how giant, you know, how big.
Energy levels rising, re-establishing power to core and supplementary systems.
How big these batteries are. I think they did a good job conveying the weight, you know, of this battery, how heavy it is. That, you know, it's not a light thing by any means. I guess what's confusing about this battery is how in levels, you know, when they are present as collectibles, they're actually quite small. I think they're considerably smaller. They're model size during cutscenes. Is, I guess, understandable from, you know, readability point of view. I guess let's talk about hub later. After all, it's you don't have many areas open for us yet, so we'll come back to hub later. It's a separate topic that great to discuss, I guess. Oh yeah, we need to get some items. Ice bomb.
To your equipment launcher has been completed. Once fired, the bomb will douse nearby enemies in freezing gases. You'll have to manually toggle the launcher to fire either ice bombs or frag grenades.
Yeah, grenades and ice bombs are my like weak spot, I guess, in Doom Eternal. I use them very sporadically. I constantly just forget about them. Oh, I guess actually it's time when we are forced to explore the hub just a bit, right? You need to make sure that the player will move through this space, which is quite important. Did I go the right way? Let's check out. Alright. The hub in Doom Eternal is it's very densely packed, that's for sure. It's cramped even, I guess. Sometimes it kind of overwhelms with its verticality, you know. You can see it just, yeah, it's very close to each other. All those floors, and sometimes it can make you feel lost a bit. Wait, what? Why did I come here again? Ah, the lift. Some nice twist on this giant mech. I don't remember if that mech will be used actually in the game during campaign. Punish demons. That's a nice objective. So yeah, we're introduced to this training ground basically, which I never used, by the way. Like apart from apart from mandatory moments when the game actually forces you to visit this area, just like right now, for example. Mainly how distant this area was. It's as you just saw, it's kind of far away from your initial spawn, so I never was really, you know, interested in visiting it. It felt like I guess it was just uncomfortable, right? I'm playing on easy, I think. Oh no, I guess it's normal. Yeah, I'm afraid to putting, you know, the highest difficulty on the streams, so I'll probably die a bunch. It's not something that we want to experience on the stream for sure, I think. Now, to have anything that will obstruct our level design commentary walkthrough. Yep, sure. Ah, I don't have enough, right? Okay, let's go with this one. For the most part, I will ignore this progression system of Doom Eternal, since it's kinda, you know, non-related to level design. Yep, and again I feel lost a bit, and again I have to check minimap again. Yeah. I mean, I like Doom Eternal Hub for the most part. I like how it looks. It's gorgeous for sure. The amount of details is just... Actually, what? Ah, yeah, I'm going to the right direction. Yeah, the amount of detail is great. Again, it's very densely packed space for obvious reasons. After all, it's a hub area that players have to navigate and backtrack constantly, and you want it to be more or less, you know, compact. So the travel time from one area to another won't take too long, right? But I think it still suffers from its size. You know, it suffered from its, you know, verticality. If it sounds weird, from those, you know, floors that stuck with each other in a kind of counterintuitive ways sometimes. It feels like, and it's kind of weird how Hub in Doom Eternal just doesn't have fast travel option, I think. Like, you know, your campaign levels, for example. Yeah, for example, I wish Doom Eternal Hub would have a teleport, you know, a skip to this arena, training ground arena, right? I wish I wouldn't, when I spawn here, right, after finishing, you know, some level, campaign level, and I want like, oh man, I got this new weapon or something like this, and I want to check it out on my training ground. But then I remember that, oh man, I actually need to go all the way down. And it would be great to have like a menu, some menu, you know, in this map section for fast travel. Would be great for sure. Yeah, it's weird how they decided not to feature this mechanic on this hub. I've been playing Persona 4, the PC version, for a while, and they have this giant area. You know, they have this sort of suburban area that consists of different locations, like school, like shopping district, and you constantly have to navigate through those locations. You constantly have to visit them time and time again, and they obviously understood that it was quite boring to do manually, and because of that, Persona 4 features very convenient menu system for, you know, fast travel. You can just press one button and the game asks you, hey, you want to teleport to that area? Like maybe to that area, right? Or maybe to that area, or maybe that area, and you just click it, and it's fine. It smoothes the experience of visiting the same place for for 100 times. And yeah, I don't know why Doom Eternal Hub doesn't have it. It feels not sure what the reason is. Maybe they thought it was redundant. Maybe like you just, I mean, you need it for a training ground, I think. Unless I'm an idiot and I somehow missed it. Challenges. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I missed this option. I don't think it has fast travel feature. Oh yeah, whatever. Let's actually move on. I said that we will come back to hub later, but I guess no. Oh yes, Cultist base. Comparing to other levels in Doom Eternal, at least in terms of visuals, I think this level is very modest one. Kinda. No, the end of that level is sort of scales up. But yeah, this one is it's definitely doesn't provide the most epic, the most epic vistas in Doom Eternal, the most, grandiose scenarios. But still fine, still right. Codex piece for us to pick up. You can see this little area built in just for very minor exploration. Oh, I guess this is a level where they introduce challenges? Whatever. Well, that's our climbing wall. I light it for our convenience. Yep, looks like a way to go. Bunch of gargouillas to spice things a little bit. A nice reveal of wisdom. Yeah. The ship, or whatever. Is it a ship? Is it like a... What is this actually? It looks like a cannon, more like. It's abstracted a bit awkwardly by this rock piece, Yeah, that's kind of sad. I want to look at... Okay, that was a fatal stab on my side. Yeah, I kind of want to look at this ship or cannon thing, but I just can't because of that rock piece. Disappointing, but you can see what they're doing here. You can see how we have this quiet, it's open but still feels closed, feels narrow, feels a little bit claustrophobic. And then after this area you have this kind of grand reveal that is kind of ruined by this geometry. Yeah, some insulting breadcrumbs for us to pick up. And here we can see a secret, very, very enticing secret for us. I like this set dressing. I like the skull being carried by this crane. And maybe it even has some lore implications, right? Because I think this level is about fighting like Doom Hunters or something like this. That's how this enemy is called, right? That they introduce a sort of as a boss, sort of, in the end of that level. And the head of Doom Hunter kind of looks like this, right? The skull with his horns. And the fiction is sort of that they uncovered the bodies of these Doom Hunters. It was sort of instinct, kind of, and they uncovered them in this, eyes, and started sort of reviving something like this. And so you can kind of imagine how this is sort of excavation site or something like this, where they found this giant skull, this Doom Hunter species, and started, getting it through with cranes. Probably I'm just thinking too much. maybe it's a little bit far-fetched from my side, but I imagine this little situation, little story bit, and it all kind of it created a complete image in my head. So I am satisfied with my speculation. Where should I go next? Should I go this way or that way? That's a little bit ambiguous because, yeah, I don't think I can make the jump to that climbable wall. I guess I should try to reach this spot. Yep, looks like it. Almost keep this climbable wall. And now we actually can have a nice view of this. I'm still not sure what this thing is. It's fine. It's alright. It looks great. It looks cool. Massive. With all those lamps. Yeah, that's kind of sad how they... It feels... I don't know. Feels awkward how this beautiful view that should be, revealed here. It should be revealed here, Instead, because of, gameplay sort of burst in and said that, no, we need this platforming section with this, jumping pad and this climbable wall. We need all this platforming sequence. And this beautiful vista just got kind of abstracted because of that. Yeah, that's a very sad tale of, I don't know, I guess eternal war between level design, or I guess gameplay, game design and environment art. Fortunately we still can enjoy it. And now I can make the jump. Now we have a bit of a additional puzzle. Yeah, I like this little environmental hazard mechanic. It is completely abstract. I can't even think of, of reason why someone would put it here, but it's fine. It serves its purpose. It makes the whole process of climbing these walls a little bit interesting, just by a bit. Cute demon toy. That was Gargoyle. I thought it was actually a imp. Where? Actually, where can I look at stuff that I got? Oh, I guess I can't. I guess I can look at only in half. That was very unfortunate timing to make a sip. Yeah. Oh, they can get to me. Yep. Not the best. Not the best way to enter this arena. I wanted to comment about this vantage point and how, how classical that How that Revenant lost his rocket? What? Yeah, how classical this entrance was to that arena, you know. Very, very AAA like, I guess. So that's where I was sort of supposed to complete one of my challenges. The glory kill animation felt like the speed of it was increased. Very weird manner. Not sure why. So yeah, I guess I can now talk about it. Yeah, you can see how what a good view this vantage point provides for us. It shows, you know, almost everything to know. And it was very, very sad how that one Revenant spotted me, and all their, you know, fake infighting got sort of disrupted because of that. Yeah. Here we have some secret areas. Yeah, I believe there is a secret, right? Yeah, I need to... Yep. Kind of interesting how the game doesn't really teach you to, you know, explode these red balls, red spiky balls, for, you know, to get some, you know, sometimes some things to be revealed, something like this. You just have to purely guess, you know. You have to follow your gamer intuition. That, you know, you see an explosive thing, you explode it. That's how it works. Which I guess in this case it's fine. It's alright. You can avoid introducing this stuff without any tutorial, like. And here too, it's kind of sad how this Vista again is just, it's out of view completely, right? And during combat, you don't pay attention to that stuff in any substantial way. I guess you kind of look at this when you deal with a secret, kinda. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that skeleton looks great. A nice little detail that you can easily miss, but yeah. And here you can see how they sort of, I guess you can think about it as a very explicit way of telling you that, hey, that's not where, you know, this combat sequence should proceed, right? Come back to this higher level. That's where you should fight. That's where you should, you know, deal with your threats. Don't go this way, right? It's for secret, you know. It's for optional stuff. So just jump on this little hovering pad. I think that's what level designer tries to tell me. Like, man, just no, don't go there. Don't go there. Please pay attention to these folks. Because if you try to face them in here, it would be kind of uncomfortable to fight them in this very cramped and narrow corridor, right? Yeah, especially enemies like Revenants. Here we have a nice view of a battery that we can't get right now, I think. We'll get later. Again, we can see some infighting that allows us to sort of safely observe the new area and enemies inside of it. Man, look at that slap. That's so mean. Like he just... Oh yeah, that's just rude. I guess I can't get that battery now. Right? I actually don't remember how you get it. Oh, but I see... no. Actually, what? Oh, that's like an invisible wall, actually. Oh, not even invisible wall, more like kill the man. The main. Yeah, it just kills me instantly. Yeah, it doesn't just block me, it kills me. Now that was a bit awkward. Ah. I use this dash ability too often. When it's completely unnecessary, it kinda makes me to go all the wrong places constantly. Yeah, I think I would try to close this gap like completely. Maybe like to that level, you know? I don't have ammo at all. Like I would end it. I would prolong those spikes to that level, I think. So just any sort of, you know, going this way would just be rejected instantly. But again, you can see Doom Eternal as a game that features secrets, you know, spatial secrets, exploration, all that stuff. They rely heavily on this sort of access and denial technique. When you show your player something that they want to obtain, collectible, some sort of, right? Some kind of resource. You show them an area where this collectible is located, so they can see it, but they can't access it right now, like immediately. And so you sort of, the idea is you force them to get into this mental state of thinking about, oh, I see this very tasty thing that I want to obtain. How do I obtain this thing? Like, and they start engaging with space, like, you know, more actively, more consciously. They start to think about this space, you know, its layout, how it's structured, where they should go, how they can, you know, hypothetically get to it. And in the end, you get a better experience, sort of. You can see how they just... They use the same technique just right after another. So here we enter this corridor arena. I haven't used chainsaw in a while. Let's use this one. Here again, we can see the area that we will visit later. Okay. Oh man, I like this sign. Cultist key. Yeah, some very spicy environmental mechanics. All right, let's get to that marker.
Welcome, Slayer. Is my time at an end? Let's see if you're strong enough to survive this cursed city.
Now we have a sort of grand reveal of that cultist base, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's a. I think it's a cultist base. Yeah, it's a, like, I think it's the end of this level. It's sort of final arena, maybe. Yeah, it looks like this final arena. Yeah, looks like it. So that's sort of a proper way to, you know, introduce Vista to a player, I guess. You can. Oh wait, no! Oh no! Are you kidding me? You serious? Yeah. Nice. I can't express how disappointed I am right now. And that's just, yeah, that's genuinely sad, because I did not expect that to happen at all. Like, and they immediately like spawn enemies behind you. So, oh, man. Yeah, I'm not a good player in Doom.
Has arrived. All mortally challenged personnel, please be advised.
And they close. Yeah, they close this gate behind us. Yeah, that's just mean. Yeah. Why would you close this? From maybe technical standpoint, to not, in order not to show players this next gameplay area, you know. And from optimization standpoint. I don't know, but that was disappointing for sure. And I even lost my train of thought, actually, what I wanted to tell. Yeah, that was kind of anticlimactic. Is it the decorative space, or is it the one we actually visit? Oh, I guess, yeah, this is one we can visit later. Yeah, a lot of foreshadowing in this one. It's like, you can say whoever was responsible for that map, he was really into foreshadowing technique, you know, this access and denial one. We are constantly bombarded with views of some, you know, tasty collectibles, some, you know, future areas. Mancubus, sure. Yep, couldn't get this imp. Very strategically good placement behind Mancubus. Yeah, I want to compliment that imp. They did a good job. Yeah, that's a you can see Mancubus dedicated encounter. Oh man, that's let me kill you in style. Yeah, something like this. Oh yeah, I missed this one, lost in a visual clutter sort of. Yeah, usually when I deal with Mancubus, I'm more fan of, you know, sticky bombs, I guess. And it's kind of a compliment to Doom Eternal, right? You can... Oh, I guess it's a little bit... dated, not relevant that much. It's Doom Eternal, it's not exactly a new game. You could see some takes on Twitter about how Doom Eternals robs players of this sort of pleasure of discovering new ways to deal with enemies by themselves, right? How it just, yeah, it very kind of, I guess, cowardly introduces new not mechanics, but ways to deal with enemies, like particular the kind of, I guess, continuing this analog to chess, puzzle. Yes, puzzle is more fitting one. They provide you with a puzzle and then immediately give you a solution to that puzzle, right? When it comes to demons. Just like now we saw that Mancubus tutorial telling us immediately that, hey, you can actually destroy its hands, you know? Do it and have some fun. And honestly, I get it. I get this resentiment. That it is kind of cowardly game design, sort of. But yeah, nah, I'm not sure about this one. I can't say it. It disappoints me so much. It ruins my experience so much because there is still sort of a certain level of skill involved, right, in executing this solution. So yeah, sure, you are provided with solution to puzzle even before the puzzle introduced to you, but you still need to show some amount of skill in order to to execute the solution. So I can't say I have a strong stance on this tutorial sort of tutorial design. So here we have another nice view on this. Our goal, basically, right? Our end mark, this arena that we'll visit later. That's how the first Vista should have been introduced, I think. Yeah, the one that was obscured by this giant, rock piece. Still not sure what was about this. And you can see how they nudge you into looking into this landmark, this vista, right, by putting this collectible right here that forces you to go to this way and look this way, and even you have to wait for a while, right, because the animation takes time. So it's again a kind of subtle technique to make the player to assure that the player will probably look at certain direction, right? They will look at something you want them to look as a designer. And in this case, you use some sort of collectible for player to pick up, right? And you even can argue that this prop, this kind of container prop, I guess. Is it like capsules? Oh man, I have some narrative ideas about this one. I can imagine the story inside my head again. But yeah, let's not pay too much attention to these kind of outside kind of bland capsules. I guess it's capsules, right? Yeah, you can even argue that this container sort of nudges you to look at this sort of vista, to go this way, right? How it obstructs this the rest of the view, which is not important, right? It's like nothing of any importance. I guess this gate is kind of cool, actually. Oh no, I feel. Oh yeah, I have mixed feelings now. This gate is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know right now. Maybe you don't need container here. Yeah, it's no obvious answer in this one, I guess. But some nice timing-based jump. Next arena. Can they jump this one? And now they use Recatron, right, for the first time in this one, this level. Oh, that's a pit. Oof, that's a lot of guys. And I failed to lead them up. Yeah, that's some level of dodge. Yeah, I like this. I like this Vista. How it is, you know. Again, it's not. It's a modest. It's a quite modest Vista, you can say, especially in context of Doom Eternal Vistas, right? But what I like about this and how it provides certain world building element. It gives you some, you know, context. Think about it. How this whole base operates, right? About infrastructure of this place. How you have this, you know, very lengthy sci-fi looking bridge, right? That kind of makes you think, and you have this sort of unloading, sort of loading unloading area with all those you know, capsules, brains, right? This crane is kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. I'm not sure how it operates actually, like this triple triple future, like how it should work. I get no, actually no, they it doesn't look like they actually, you know, move into different directions. Yeah, still fine. Looks great, looks cool. Oh, you can see how they reuse the same prop, the same crane prop, as they just changed this wires, the lengths of these wires, right? Yeah. Again, back to world building element. You can imagine how this place works, sort of, right? How this what purpose the space serves, what infrastructure it has, right? And I think that's a pretty good for a game like Doom Eternal, you know. It doesn't harm gameplay side. I think this arena was fine. The arena was more than fine, I think. So yeah. Some good stuff going on. I probably missed a bunch of secrets. Yep. Oh no, actually no, I didn't skip anything. Okay. I thought I actually skipped this this area by discovering the secret, but no, I actually didn't. So imagine, no, actually, I think there's still like a. Oh, okay, that's interesting, right? You can see why they would like to put some automatically opening and closing as sort of look, I guess. Was that jumping pad? Otherwise, this hole would feel kind of uncomfortable for player, and they navigate through this platform. So here we have some platforming sequence, but I want to acknowledge how Kratos sort of you know, cleaners, you know, robot cleaners kind of thingies. They look great. I like them. They're cute. They again tell you some story, I guess, too, right? About how this place is maintained, how you have these little robots that do the chores, some stuff like this. Good stuff. And they also remind me of Star Wars, actually. Yeah, I think about like Death Star interiors, you know. There's all those black little robots roaming its corridors. Even so, yeah, I guess it's a cleaner actually. It's like it looks like a cleaner, but if you think about it, yeah, they are not very good at their job. Yeah. Oh, I have some nice optional collectible. Well, let's get to that moving crate, I guess. Well, it was a bit underwhelming as a platforming sort of puzzle, but okay, it's fine. We're still kind of in the beginning. And again, we get into this corridor, which serves now, as you can see, as a kind of hub, actually. Which is interesting, because usually hubs in video games, they are kind of safe spaces. They are spaces... Oh, look at that. Look at that knight. Yeah. Yeah, usually hub spaces in video games, they are safe, they are sort of calm, they let player relax and sort of, get their things together, rest, relax between gameplay significant sequences that this hub connects to, right? Here we have a little bit of opposite actually. When the hub continuously serves as an arena, right? As a space for some combat, actually. And this fake and fighting is just... Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. I guess it's kinda... You can understand why they sort of force enemies. Actually, it's kind of funny how they just got pushed into this side area, and I can't see them anymore. That's. And what is this Revenant doing? Oh, okay, he's just. Yeah, they are doing their things. They are playing their roles. So yeah, you can understand why they're using infighting in the beginning of each sort of entrance when you enter the arena, right? Because you don't want usually your enemies to be aggroed at player immediately, right? You want the player to have this vantage point in the beginning of this arena, so they can look around, they can see the space, they can sort of get an idea of the space, what they can do in the space, where they should move when they get into the action, right? They can see what enemies are present immediately, and again plan around it too. And so because of that, you need to make those enemies busy, and I guess one way to make them busy is to enable some fake infighting, because if you make this infighting real, then those enemies just would kill each other, right? It would just kind of defeat the purpose of this arena, sort of. Why do you need the player when enemies are by default fighting each other? And it is an interesting depart from sort of classical Doom approach to infighting, enemy fighting, because in classical Doom, right, demon infighting is actual like a mechanic, it's an actual combat tool for you, because when sometimes you get pressured by multiple threats, and one way to kind of deal with it or alleviate the challenge is to make those demons to attack each other, right? Which will enable infighting, and that's a very valid and valuable way to save your resources and eliminate your threat. And that's, I guess, that's kind of interesting in a way, how one mechanic, which is in fighting, can serve basically different purposes, right? I guess you can say it's not exactly the same, right? Since in Doom Eternal it's fake fighting. Also in Doom Eternal you can kinda use it for your combat advantage, since enemies can re-aggro on their own, on themselves. They can actually fight during actual combat. But again, they can't kill each other, and I think it's not that important. I don't think pro players actually use this mechanic to their advantage. I might be wrong, so maybe they actively do that. So actually, let's go. I'm really spending too much time on talking. Yeah, that was very unwise decision for me to go into that narrow corridor. Oh yeah, I need to. Awkward positioning. Yeah, I guess I can. No, I can't. Can you snap me to this aim, please? Game. Usually, Doom Eternal is very generous in snapping you to enemies when you perform like glory kills, or chainsaw kills. But I guess because of the height difference, it didn't work properly. Something like this. What are you doing? It's like it lost me or something? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the AI is just weird. Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of this level. What it does with its hub element, how its hub is, it serves as arena 2 repeatedly. And I guess you can say that it's not the most interesting arena in Doom Eternal, but it has enough for a corridor. It has this environmental hazard mechanic that can use to your advantage. You have this bit of verticality, right? And yeah, it is a minimalistic arena for sure, but I think it works just fine, and it makes in the context of arenas in Doom Eternal, it provides enough contrast and overall freshes up experience, I think. So you can see how is this. Wait a second. I don't remember this place. Why is it green? You can see how we sort of explored. So that's the start, right? That's where it started, I think. We actually, you can see how it's cramped. You can see how our start is very close to one of the arenas. It doesn't feel like that at all, right? So I think a nice little element of surprise. That's where we started. That's our giant skull and weirdly, set up Easter. Here's the first arena. Yeah, I think I kind of miss this one. Then we get into the center of this hub. Then we explore the left side of the wing of this hub, right? Now we get into the right wing. Right wing. Yeah. I didn't expect this stream to turn political. Yeah, here we have a little tutorial. Which is, I think I like this. I like how plasma rifle interacts with shields in Doom Eternal. Is this, contextual mechanic, I guess you can call it. Now we get into another arena. Again, thingy that we really want to achieve, to obtain, but can't. Oh, that's very sinister. You can guess it. That's probably an arena, right? Oh, look at this. Some environmental storytelling going on here. Oh, what? This is a secret? Oh man. Actually, that was a creepy sound. Oh man, that was kind of creepy. And I guess now this platform turned on. You can see, why I decided to go this way? I guess I like it. I like the secret a lot. Yeah, fuck. What is wrong with your metrics? Come on. First, I mentioned this little environmental storytelling detail. Again, some crane, some excavation stories going on, right? Some cranes getting some very old and weird stuff. And then I noticed this little platform, right? This artificially constructed sort of floor plate, right? Which contrasts with its natural landscape environment. And for me, that was enough of a hint to kind of like pay attention to it. You can see actually how it's sort of it is sort of it's moved a little bit forward, right? So it's sort of like a not like a bridge, but it invites you to explore it. I think very subtly how it contrasts with this natural landscape and how it is stuck a little bit forward. So you can kind of look down and see, oh there is this platforming bar, but you don't see anything else, right? And you sort of have to guess that, well, this bar has to be here for a reason, and I guess I should trust level designer and just jump and leap of faith, and then yep, sure, that's exactly how it worked. Oh, and you can, oh man, oh, I love this. And you can see that even if you choose the wrong direction, like, right, you can actually, you have this little area, safe area for you to to save yourself if you went in the wrong direction. Oh man, that's so good. That's such a man, I'm in love with this secret. I'm okay, so that's it. That's my favorite secret of this whole level. It's beautiful how it incentivizes you to to explore it, to look at it, to go into certain direction. Yeah, that's just, yeah man, that was very satisfying. Maybe as a secret from your average player standpoint, it wasn't like the best secret of all times, but as a level designer, thinking about it, construction process, and its structure of the secret is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Yeah, so yeah, let's continue. What I was talking about this arena. It's just obvious in the arena, right? And again, you can see, you get this sort of vantage point, so again, as this previous arena, our entrance is basically a vantage point that allows us to observe the arena, its its structure, its plan, and think about what to do next. Right? The same situation here. And when you get to that point, I think your average player will expect that, oh, look at those explosive barrels, look at those sort of covers like geometry, right? It looks like there will be some combat, and then just they dive in, preparing for whatever is going to span on them. But no, nothing. They're greeted with silence, right? And it's cool. I like this sort of. I think it's a nice reverse of expectations, basically, right? Because at that point, I think the player is expecting to battle to begin, the combat to start when they get into this floor. But no, it doesn't. It actually doesn't do anything at all. It's just pretty nice. And we actually have to go this way. You can see how, you can see this. Oh fuck! I got scared by this. I got scared by this. Yeah, you can actually move them around. I mean, I guess that's what you call emergent gameplay, right? I did not expect that at all. I did not expect that. The physics, the physical qualities of this object to produce such result. Yeah, I was caught off guard by this little sneaky ball. Man, the amount of details on this one is just, it feels like it's unnecessary. It's too detailed. So yeah, you can see again, you have 3 points of green light to kind of, point out you to this direction. And the arch itself proposes an idea of passage, right? Like a door frame. The arch basically serves the same purpose, like an architecture. It implies a path for a person, right, to go through. It implies that, well, you can actually go through here. And here it serves, I think, very similar purpose. Kind of invokes the same experience. And again, they put some collectible here for you to be sure to check this area up. If all those, elements didn't incentivize you enough to explore this area, which can happen. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it's very, very probable that some players would just look at this and like, nah, I'm just, yeah, I want to try to reach this one. Oh, again, some access and denial technique. Yeah, and I guess that would be my critique of this. It's basically because I think the kind of the weak point of this pass is how you just don't see where to go from this point, right? Like, that looks like a wall. That just looks like a wall. You don't see any sort of, any way to go from this point, from this position. It's when you actually get to the edge, you can see, there's a climbable wall, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would make this climbable wall just a little bit higher, so it would be, partially visible. Just a little part of it. I think that would be nice. That would be better. That would, because climbable walls they're kind of, they are easily noticeable, relatively easily noticeable for the player. It's very iconic. It's very distinct in terms of visual language element. Yeah, I think I would do something along those lines. So, yeah, let's get this wolf. Some collectibles. And that's again a nice kind of nice technique too, with a bait sort of, because from that climbable wall, that was better jump. Yeah, let's do it this way. Because from that climbable wall, you can actually see your next point of of your path, right? You don't see, you see some champ pad and some item you can collect, but again from that item, from that platform, you don't see any way you can go, and so you just, the only thing you are left to do is basically to get this item, which looks like kind of an optional, right? But when you turn around, oh, now you can see that actually that's where you have to go. That's your critical pass. And in this case, this collectible was sort of as a bait for player to get, and then they turn around, they can see the actual critical pass. In a sense, you can say this collectible was a critical one. I guess what you can do is, one way to go is just do it this way. Yeah, not that successful. I'm very impatient for this one. Yeah, you could do this thing. Oh man, that's rude. What? And you just, and it oh man, it blocked me. Oh, that's just mean. Yeah, this level it's a second time when this level is just mean to me. Yeah, I guess another route you could take is with this jumping pad, but I think this way is significantly harder, because you kind of have to react immediately, right, to this shooting sort of to open the door mechanic. Yeah, you have very little window actually to operate within. So yeah, I think this is more of a intended pass. So now it goes through this ventilation. Oh, I get rocket launcher. Nice. And then we get into another arena. And immediately see some mannequins. Man, gargoyles are just so annoying. That's just... So, the idea, I guess, is that they give you a new weapon, which is a rocket launcher, which is quite a powerful weapon. Yeah, I did it. I need this Kaka demon to eat some sticky bomb for a second. So they give you this rocket launcher, which is a powerful weapon, and obviously you want the player to immediately sort of try this weapon. You want them to use it. But if you would spawn a very weak enemies like gargoyles or imps, you can imagine that the player would be kind of reluctant to use a rocket launcher. They would try to conserve their resources, the very valuable resources, and try to use something like a shotgun instead. But with Mancubus, which is a considerable threat, right, you are kind of more or less effectively, I think, guarantee that the player will try this weapon. They will actually, they'll use it. And that's what you want to happen, right? Oh, that was a good one. Felt pretty satisfying. Yeah, that arena felt nice. That little safety passage kinda, where you can just relax, relatively relax, and escape this rat. A lot of verticality, like a lot of verticality. And those platforming bars too. And then we can see this vista again, which is, I guess, is a very kind of effective way to conserve your resources, right? You just reuse one vista again and again. Instead of making, you know, a bunch of epic vistas, you just make one cool vista, then just structure and design your level in such a way that more or less like a certain amount of arenas, a certain amount of spaces would be, you know, constructed in such a way that it would allow the player to admire this vista again and again, even so it's like an old one, right? And we're seeing it kind of under a little bit different angle, right? You can see how this bridge is very far away, and now we have this giant piece of ice. And we saw this skeleton again too. Well, looks like it's time for some platforming challenge. And you can see how they use some very, you know, brightly contrasting red light to attract your attention. And overall, those red, you know, damaging balls, I guess I can call them, spots. They also they attract your attention. They're very visually noticeable, right? So I think it's more or less, and again we see some green lines too, so it's pretty more or less visible and clear where you have to go. And you have to go here and punch this thingy, and now you get this bar to be lifted up, yeah, to get on that corner of the wall. Nice little platforming puzzle. You got some runes. Again, don't pay attention to those too much. I mean, it's kind of sad that Doom Guy just doesn't punch this, you know, ball and destroy it, like, oh, and, you know, maybe get out of this whole construction, right, and slams it, something like this. It's just, what really is going on in this animation? It's just he tries to touch it, but then this whole thingy, kind of thing just electrolyzes him. I don't know what story they try to convey behind this interaction, but yeah, I mean, not brutal enough, I think. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I like how they sort of they provide two passes for you to take. Like the first one is very obvious one. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't like it that much now. I just... Yeah, I'll take this pass. Yeah, alright. I'm just my mood is ruined. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And now we got to that button. And now we can actually, well, yeah, now we can actually get some proper combat. Oh man. Oh, this is quite satisfying to really kill, for sure. Can you just... yeah, didn't work. I want to use these little balls, but I guess, yeah, no, it doesn't work like this. I might actually, oh yeah, extra life. I have no idea what I'm doing. Probably need just to finish it quickly. Ah, yeah. I wonder if this mechanic of, you know, staying in particular spot and waiting while those, you know, animations are playing out is kind of like a, you know, it is intended to serve as a spacing kind of tool, right? Not spacing tool. You know, to make the player to slow a bit, you know, after some tough and intense encounter, just to calm themselves, you know, to think about something while this animation, you know, this lock or something plays out very slowly. Maybe the intention is something along those lines. Oh yeah, hit blast is actually pretty. Again, now some nice plays for sort of reinforcing this contextual mechanic of using a plasma rifle against shield enemies, and it is pretty effective one. Considering there are a bunch of them and this is very enclosed sort of area, it's very tight corridor. So the chain reaction of, you know, several enemies exploding at the same time is guaranteed. So nice sort of reinforcement of mechanic. And now you can see we are sort of returning to this hub. We are just under it, and we saw this area before, right? Again, all this foreshadowing technique, and then we have a secret. I just remembered actually. I remember that you kind of get it sort of in this way, and that's it. Yeah. I was cheating using my previous experience with this one. Completely inexcusable. Now we have a bit of a platforming sort of, not platforming I guess, but a traversal sort of puzzle after some combat. And now we get into this arena.
Dear to me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate must match his will. Only then will you be truly saved.
Now we can finally, you know, get some sticky bomb. Oh, I got like, what? I got a rune and I didn't even notice? What? Yeah, you can see that this is going to be a pretty significant encounter just by judging the size of this arena. But I guess, even so, I like this kind of scale, sort of, how it feels, how it looks, and the amount of options, the amount of, you know, verticality. You stop me for that fucking Revenant. Yeah, you can just kind of run around, fuck around. It feels nice overall, but can you just allow me to glory kill you? Yeah, it feels, and generally very large arenas in Doom Eternal. I think they don't really work in favor of Doom Eternal gameplay. They allow you too much of, you know, sort of escape options maybe. So for the AI, it's kind of very hard to keep up with you when you roam around such a big space, right? Like how can they keep up with me? They just can't. They just, in this part, while I'm running around like a pro gamer or something, you know. And that's just yeah, I think that's just not something that you want in Doom Eternal. In sort of ideal scenario. Man, that glory kill animation is very speed up. Do I have some like settings? Yeah, I don't know. That's just that feels weird. Where's that Doom Knight? Yeah, he's fighting his fellow demon folks. Can I get you? Yeah, get you. I can even do this. Feels cool again. Oh, I haven't used chainsaw in a while. Oh, I guess I actually might have some boon. Yeah, I picked up some boons. And probably like this. Yep. And I gained speed boost too. Oh man, that's actually kind of cool. Can you explode, please? Can you? No, you can't explode it. You just. I just can't have good things in my life. No, that's a Revenant. I don't want to change to Revenant. I'll actually die. After bragging about how big the space is and how easy it is to, you know, to break with your enemies. Are you the only one who's left? Yep, looks like it. So yeah, I guess in Doom Eternal I'm kind of not a big fan of big arenas. Even so, that arena, spatially wise, felt very nice. The amount of verticality, the amount of options, simply because of the scale, right? And how I could just run around like without even fighting with my enemies, right? It felt good, but I think because of that, this kind of arenas, they just allow too much for the player. They just, yeah, they overall don't work that well in the end. And now we can actually get to this cultist base, to this fortress or something. So I think this is the end of the level. And you can see how it is pretty simple in terms of, you know, it's on a high level. This level is yeah, man, I picked up that battery. And I didn't pick up a lot of, oh, maybe I will pick up them later. Yeah, something like this. So yeah, we have this hub, central hub. It looks like that it is kind of like a corridor-like. That, as we saw earlier, is just, unlike many other hubs in other video games, is all actually served as arena repeatedly. And you can see this, you have this left side of this level, left side of wing of that hub, then you have right wing of that hub. And you can see how the sort of difficulty ramps up, you know, with your progression. First, we explored the left wing, and the left wing consists just from one arena, right? So it's not tough. But as you go and go, then you get to the right wing of this hub, and then you have two arenas, and they just the overall level of difficulty is just ramps up too. So you can see how tension increases. The whole sort of difficulty curve of this level increases after, you know, as you get from the left wing to the right wing. And then you sort of get to this lower side of the hub and access the sort of central area of that hub, which serves like a final encounter, right? The high sort of key moment of this level, or this section of it. Yeah, I enjoyed it overall. It felt nice. Let's proceed. Some sneaky cockatoo. Oh, I guess I understand why I decided to do it, since that's where this, you know, punchable baton is, right? So it's kind of a very, you know, simple way to attract players' attention, which is just spawn some enemies, right? Very classical sort of technique to use enemies for, you know, for luring player, which doesn't work always, but in this case I think it works fine. Because how do you deal with caca demons? Well, you use sticky bomb to make them staggered, and then you come to them and melee perform glory kill, right? Which means when you finish this glory kill, you will end up somewhere here, right? And then you will pay attention to this little green glowing thingy and realize that, oh, that's actually a button. And you have a bunch of breadcrumbs too that sort of nudge you into that direction. And here the same situation. So here we have again this little, what? I have a lot of secret lives, extra lives. So yeah, this was pretty nice minor platforming challenge. To fill this otherwise pretty, you know, pretty filler area, right? Nothing really is going on here, so might as well add some a nice little platforming challenge.
Your salvation lies in his destruction. The myth of the Slayer's strength is exposed now to us. Can you see it, brothers? He has lost the resolve to continue. Eat his soul. I must survive this. Protect me in my time of need, and you will secure your place in the new world.
And now we got some nice narrative, linear, quite linear sequence. Almost cutscene like, right? With all those moving platforms that doesn't allow us to, you know, move any other way, right? I don't think I could like, yeah, you couldn't just jump out and go another direction. So, you know, actually I think I'll stop here. Yeah, might be like maybe in the half of a level. Maybe? I'm not sure actually, I don't remember that much, but it's almost 2 hours kinda. Which is, I think, might be a bit too much for a single stream, so... Yep, I think that's it, really. Let's end it on this very, very grandiose kind of note. Look at those folks. Nice level of detail too. So yep, that was the third level, the maternal, which I don't remember how it's called. Unfortunately, is it cultist base? It's just cultist base? Not sure. But anyway, I guess that's it for today. And yeah, have a good one. Have a good day. Have a good one. I hope I'll see you next time.